we are live. I hope looks like
Are we?
well, you're live. Okay, my mic's working too. Sweet. Okay, yeah, I think we're probably live. More alive than dead anyway. Uh,
Yeah. Well, I
oh,
don't know
actually,
about that.
okay, actually, first thing I'm gonna move this over here. That way, I'm actually looking at you properly. So let me. I keep like I'm like I want to physically look at your ping. Like it's like anyway, it's fine. Hey, how's everyone doing? We're live. It is I, Grayson Allen, joined as always with the gun wielding person.
The
Uh,
gun wielding person. Oh
uh,
yeah, that's right. That's my PNG.
yeah, it's your PNG. You should know what your PNG is. I think
It's
I
been
don't
two
want to.
weeks. Okay,
I
it's
don't
been
want to.
two weeks.
I don't want to criticize you too much, but all right. So how how is everybody? How? Huh? Oh no, I forgot I had Google open before. Anyway, but I see. It was like Hydropril stopped by to say hi. That was very nice. Smo Waves. Generosity says my thumbnail was super good, not questionable or weird at all. That's good. Uh, Sir Ben says I see this as a thing. Oh yeah, and Lala says we're in a new room today. This is officially going to be the podcast room. I think I got this done up for us. I think it's like a nice intimate setting, not not at all weird.
Oh, I actually see.
Yeah,
I
it's like
just
a
pulled it up.
proper like a little proper little like cabiny cottage room. I don't know.
Camping cottage room. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a low budget. So we still have to do it out of a bedroom. Like we don't have like a full proper podcast space. But if the podcast takes off, maybe we can afford to really get us a nice looking place to do these shows in instead of just doing it in this bedroom. But hey, for now it's great, and it was affordable.
Bedroom.
It's fine. Look, you got to start somewhere when you do these shows.
Where's the table?
There's a table. I could pull that. There's that one like against the wall behind you. You could pull that up if you want.
I don't know.
Like this was the best that a, a Google search could purchase for free. Um, we're gonna, so how? AC says if we guys are talking about waifu, yes, we're gonna discuss the waifu, the wherefu, the howfu, whenfu, perhaps all the foos. Does that sound accurate, Zyga? Perfect. Lala says maybe someday you can relax on the beach instead. Oh, we could do a beach episode, Zyga. Can we do a beach episode sometime? Zyga? Is Zyga gone? I don't hear him anymore. I'm gonna take his silence as a yes though. So beach episode coming soon. I think Zyga actually died. What happened?
Wait, can you hear me now?
Oh hey, there you are. You're back. I was
Yeah, for some reason my microphone is being weird
no
today.
odd. But yeah, so beach episode yes.
We don't have a there's no beach near us.
Oh, I have MS Paint in a dream though. I could make a beach. Um, it's the easy.
MS Paint.
Yeah, it's easy. You just draw some yellow, put a palm tree on it, get some blue on there. There's a beach.
Are you gonna like put a like a swimming trunks on your model or something like that?
Oh, we gotta have beach outfits. You're right. Yeah, Lala's pointing that our clothes look a little bit weird on the beach. Oh, I gotta get beach outfits. Dang it. That's gonna be really tough. I think I've already told everybody how my model maker, my VTube dad is dead and gone in the world. And so I'm looking for a new model person, I guess.
Yeah, that. Did you tell them the full story of that stuff?
I did during like a 7 hour Warframe stream. I kind of snuck it in there because I was getting loopy. But yeah, the person who made my model is no longer with us for legal reasons. So I am in trouble if I ever want to do anything different with this model. I just got to get a brand new one, basically, which is not cheap.
Yeah, I
So
remember you telling me like like the steps that it took, and I was like, "This is so sketch.
it
What are
was
you doing?"
it was super sketch, but it was super cheap at the time, so it seemed great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Looks like Lala has been banished to the YouTube realm because Twitch has been acting up really strangely for certain streams lately. I don't know why. But
Is it?
at least like for me and a few other people, like because there's like certain streamers I haven't been able to watch lately because Twitch is like denying me. I think my stream is having that same effect for certain people, and it's not really consistent. How
Really?
very strange.
That is very strange.
AC says, "Remember regular show? Summertime lovin', lovin' in the summertime. Gonna go to the beach and do some beachy things." Oh boy, Did you ever watch regular shows, Iga?
Regular show?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
that's right. You don't like the West. You don't watch cartoons.
I never said I don't like the West.
you you specifically said you hated everything. No, I'm kidding.
No, I that's a complete lie, a falsity.
but
Right there.
but no, yeah, regular show is. I mean that regular show's been over for a few years now, I guess. But it was an above average Western cartoon that's pretty funny. It was basically I don't even like. I mean, the show was basically like by these two characters who worked at a golf course, and it ended up being about anything but that. It was just like always shenanigans on that show. It's pretty fun. Sir Banana says, "Man, I was showing your thumbnail for like 10 minutes only for me to realize that I needed to refresh the page." Oh no, sorry about that, Bananath.
You were doing the exact same thing.
That reminds me, I should try refreshing my page because yeah, I was trying to pull the I tried to pull the stream on the side just to make sure things aren't like all bananas for people. I like to have a gauge for it as myself. And it
Yeah.
seems, yeah, it looks like it's fine. I refreshed it now, so
Okay.
it's weird though. Sure. And that says regular show was on some stuff, my man. It was a trip. And yeah, it's a fun show. It's one of those like rare shows that really I don't know. It was fun. It's not one I watched a ton of. It was about the same time as like Adventure Time and like I don't know, it was like post 2010 like Western cartoons.
Mm.
So
I have a question for you though.
sure.
How was your anime watching?
Oh, I watched an anime.
An anime.
An anime. I sat down on Sunday.
An, right?
Yeah, it was called uh anime show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No,
So it was called Anime Show. Okay.
no, I
Okay.
actually said I watched a whole show all by myself because we've been watching a Mob Psycho on the Discord almost every week. We missed it last week, but and that Mob Psycho is a fun time. I'm glad finally watching that one. But
Yeah.
I on my own time, I went back to look at last season's selection, and I started watching Reincarnated as a Sword,
Okay.
uh, which is I don't know, like it's all right so far, I guess. Like the level of hype I had for that show relative to how good it's been so far, I'd say is not equivalent. It's
Yeah.
like I was hearing like at least like for the light novels, I heard a lot of good stuff about it, and I don't know like if people consider the anime to be a good or bad adaptation. Um, so far it's pretty like it's different enough, but it's still like very. I mean, it's a generic isekai. The Like, the only difference is like because the guy still reincarnates as like an uber powerful character, but he's just a sword.
Yeah, like that show, like I remember seeing promotional materials for it when I was in Japan, I think.
Right,
And I never saw any of it. I was meaning to get around to it sometime, but I just never found the time.
right. I mean, I would say like, and granted, I've only watched like the first. Oops, sorry. Phone was buzzing up a storm, so I gotta turn that off. I mean, I've only watched the first couple episodes, so I can't say maybe it gets better. But I would say so far, like the main character is kind of fun because I mean he's fully embraced. He's like, I am a sword and I'm gonna be cool. But like the wielder of the sword
The
is kind
girl,
of
the waifu girl.
yeah. I mean she's pretty underwhelming as a character. She's like I mean she's one of those characters like that she doesn't have a personality and that's the joke kind of. But when you have a
Uh,
cast of two people and one of them and half of that cast is not interesting, it's kind of he's like the sword is hard carrying the show. But I mean, he's also hard carrying her through all the fights. So I mean, the kind of anyway, it might get better. I'm gonna watch a few more episodes, but
so that was your one anime that you watched since we last talked
yeah,
on
I
the stream.
I thought about watching more, but I got busy. I've got quite a few on my list I want to start checking out, but it's just gonna be well, I all right, Mister Anime Man.
I've been watching like so much.
Yeah, to talk
Like,
about it.
most of it's been rewatching. I've gotten into like this romance anime kick ever since I finished um my 1000 anime goal thing.
Yeah. Now
I
you're
decided to
resting on the
do,
laurels of your ultimate
yeah.
weebitude.
Yeah, once I finished that thing and I was like, okay, I feel like complete and done. Now I don't have to like
Never
maybe
watch
like go
another
at my own
anime
pace.
again.
No, no. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like chill now and rewatch a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I started watching like a bunch of like really cool romance anime and some stuff that I haven't seen before, and then some stuff that I did watch before. Some of the stuff I rated really highly, and yeah, it's been a whole lot of fun.
Nice, nice. That's good. Glad you're enjoying yourself. I'll slowly but surely get more into watching animes. Lala says Gray will be a person who instead of saying read the manga will say read the light novel. That is 100% who I already am. Zyga can attest to that.
Yeah, but
I
when was the last time you read?
No, I've been reading. I've been reading.
Oh, you haven't read.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we want to get into that, I've been reading. The what's the trying to think what's the it's one of those ones that has like a stupidly long title because it's all the rage. It's the Genius Prince's Guide. Was it the Genius Prince's Guide to something like to raising a kingdom or something or like it's basically it's he's trying to make his kingdom really successful and good so that he can like sell it off to somebody.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate goal is he wants to betray his kingdom, and it's got really good like medieval politics. Like the anime played it up as being like very much a comedy, but the light novel is quite a bit more. I wouldn't say it's like a serious series, but like it's a lot more developed for the characters. Like a lot of characters in the anime were like very like one dimensional, but in the novel series they're a lot more developed and interesting. So
Hmm.
it's a pretty good series. I'm in volume like 3 ish, which is right about where the anime ends. I'm finally gonna
Huh.
get to the new content, but it's interesting. Like it's got a lot of like really interesting dichotomies, and like it's like a really well thought out world. And it's just like
Okay.
it's just a I wouldn't even say it's like a fantasy because like it's pretty like it's implied that like magic used to exist in the world, but it hasn't for like thousands of years, kind of a thing. And there's no real sign yet of magic coming back. It's just like
So what was the title again?
oh, let me try to find this on Bookwalker.
English title?
Uh,
I'm just gonna like pull it up on the side here.
It's please stop. Oh, it's why are you broken? How do I search my library? How do I? What does
Your
G
tab
start
might be
with?
like might get it before you do.
Impossible. It's okay.
This was basically Genius Prince.
Yeah, that's the short title. Okay, it's the Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. Hey, how about treason? There's probably an asterisk and a colon in there somewhere. It's it's
Is it a Tensai OG?
sure Tensai Oji. That sounds right. Oh, AC got it. Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. Thank you, AC. And Law says I've heard of Genius Prince. Yeah, the anime is really fun. It's a good, just good, funny show.
Is there romance?
Not really. Like there's like a subplot of like there's a girl that's interested in him, but it's at least to the point I'm in. It's not very heavily emphasized. Like
You're
it's
losing me.
huh?
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Actually, if we were to get actually, I think if we wanted to talk about waifus, there's some good waifus in that show. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're not here to talk about waifus. We're here to actually no, we
We
are.
are here to talk about waifus.
We are here.
That's the title of the thing.
Oh no. Psych. This is actually going to be an episode all about anime that feature religious or medieval politics, which is a surprisingly robust category of anime that I'm a
Huh.
big fan of. Oh, we could tie it together because Spice and Wolf has a waifu. It's about like medieval stuff. But anyway, um, oh, and AC is
Speaking
saying
of like,
so. Season 2 might become for Genius Prince, which would be sweet.
oh really? Season 2,
Possibly. I know.
possibly.
He's also talking about how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. That's a really good one. Um, Anime is excellent. Like the adaptation's very good. If you want to talk about like, because I've read like up to like volume 9 of that particular series, and it it kind of gets incredibly haremish like in later volumes, but it's still pretty solid all around.
I wish Spice and Wolf got like a sequel. Well, not a well, a third season.
Yeah, for the anime. Oh, that reminds me. I want to read the because I bought the full light novel series for Spice and Wolf as well as a good chunk of the ones for Wolf and Parchment.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that when there was that sale.
Yeah, there's like a really good sale the Bookwalker did. Was like it was like half off for like 30 books, and I'm dying for some reason now. Excuse me. Yeah, AC's like
Yeah,
Spice and Wolf already has a sequel series. I mean, technically, it'd be nice to have like even like a movie like because that show is so successful. Like I'm shocked they never really did more with the IP in that regard. They even did like the
well,
VR game.
yeah, they did the VR game, and they didn't really do anything else.
Ah, AC says I recommends Beast Tamer. I've heard that show is terrible and I want to watch it. It's about the guy who tames beasts who just happen to be girls. It's great. But anyway, there's and campfire cooking. That's what I want to watch too. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there for sure.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. There was a there's a bunch coming out like next season, and this season has a lot. Last season had a lot. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it's we're in a I feel like we're like in a new anime renaissance kind of because I don't know, we kind of hit dry patches now and then. It seems like with the anime where it's like it all gets very derivative for a while, but then like something new happens and kind of like reinvigorates everything. Like everybody starts getting more original again. Like I feel like as much as I love the isekai genre, I think it really has ruined some things in anime because it so many shows are just exactly the same now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Oh,
that's
Lala has seen My Love Story. That's a good one. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. The one with the big guy.
that sounds right. Yeah, he's kind of like a big awkward fellow.
Yeah,
I
that
haven't
was a good one.
I haven't seen like I think I watched like episode. And I was like, this one's pretty decent. I'll put it on my watch list. And there's a lot of other shows on that same list, but
Well,
like,
let me tell you, it's like I've just been in this like insane romance like kick. It's been
yeah,
like I watched Saikano, which was really good.
hmm.
Um, Saikano: How to Raise a Boring Girl. That's what it's called.
Oh
Love that
yeah,
one.
you were talking about that one. That's the one like I
Yeah,
gave a hard pass to because it sounded weird,
yeah.
but
It was
I guess it's actually pretty decent.
yeah, it was really good. I loved it. And then after that, I was like, I need more romance anime in my life. And I'm like searching, uh, searching my anime list, and I have this crisis because I've like seen nearly every single
Yeah.
romance anime that is on like the recommendations on certain anime lists, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh
I got to start
crap.
going into the weeds, find the diamonds in the rough. But
No, so I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna rewatch stuff. So I like rewatched Tsuki ga Kirei, which was in my top 10 for a long time.
sure, sure,
And I was like, okay, oh, I just finished that. That was so good, so good. And now I'm rewatching Kimi ni Todoke.
yeah.
And the funny thing, here's a funny little story. It was like 3 like 4 a.m. at night, and I'm like watching the first episode of Kimi ni Todoke because I couldn't sleep.
Mm,
I'm like sitting there in my bed, watching it on my laptop, and I was like tearing up the entire
yeah.
time because the entire day I was just what I watched like Tsuki ga Kirei, like the entire 12 episode series,
Wow.
and it was just it like hit me so hard. And then I think before that I watched the Saikano movie, and then that like hit
Okay.
me super hard.
Sure,
So
sure.
I just like was like breaking down like watching this first episode and go like my heart can't take this anymore.
Yeah. So
It was
sad.
funny. It was really funny.
Yeah. I'm glad you had an emotionally eventful time, I guess.
Yes.
But
Anyway, that's my little story.
that's totally fair. That's fine. Let's see. Have we ever watched Wallflower or read it? I have neither. Unless you're talking about there's an American novel called The Perks of Being a Wallflower that was adapted into a movie, I believe. That was an okay book, but I don't know about the
I
anime.
need I need to rewatch that Danmachi. No, I need not rewatch. I need to watch season 4 of that Danmachi. Um,
Hmm.
because
I like I've
I watched seasons 1 through 3, and then I was kind of like waiting for season 4 to like end. I think
sure,
it's over.
sure.
Is it? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Why would you ask me? I looks like some kind of anime knowing person.
You're supposed to be.
Like I'm busy. I got things I gotta do, guy.
Didn't we do a podcast?
Oh yeah, that podcast we used to do. We should try that again. That'd be fun to do a show.
Oh yeah, well,
Anyway, so yeah, I think well, you know, I we need to. This is probably for episode 3. We got to get some like sweet background music for this podcast because right now it's listening to our super boring voices. Gotta have sweet jams in the background. Anyway, sorry, I'm just talking out loud.
No, you're fine.
Apparently, people are liking Don Machi. Some people like it.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Okay.
Uh, I like the whole like tower aspect or whatever thing that they had, where the more they go up, the like more intricate it becomes, and then it's just interesting
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Fair,
Yeah.
fair. Well, do we want to get into where we actually talk about the waifus and this super
Oh yeah.
clickbaity uh,
Yeah,
titles?
you clickbaited them all.
Yeah, the
You should
fools.
feel bad.
Yeah, they should feel bad for being tricked. It's their fault. No, but thanks everybody for joining us today. Um, so yeah, here I made a super fancy thing which I forgot to turn off before we started, but it's there. It is. Hey, look, we have we have a browser window that we can use to show things as we talk about them. Because an important part of waifus naturally is the visual aspect. I think
Where is this?
it's typical. Huh? Is it not on this stream yet?
It's
Wait,
not.
it's better be. Hold on, don't. It's there. Don't lie to me.
It's not there.
It better be. Like, is there a screen there? Please tell me there is.
Isn't there isn't.
The tune feels tricked.
It wouldn't be a great stream without some
No,
hiccups when
no waifus or harem talk. I know Hatoon's mad. We don't want to incur the wrath of Hatoon. Actually, Zyga, while you're here, can you tell me how to pronounce that?
what
The Katun.
I
Apparently,
think
it's
you
a
got it
word
right.
in Final Fantasy 14. I haven't gotten far enough to know how to pronounce that right.
No, I think you got it right. Maybe.
I just
I'm not really good with Mikote names. Sounds like a Mikote name, is
it's
it?
not a Mikote name. Apparently, it's like a word that means like chief or something. Like I feel bad for not remembering exactly what it means. It's like Khatun. It's Aura. K is silent.
Hurrah.
So if I say it Khatun, it's wrong. Anyway, we're get there later. Anyway, hi, howdy, welcome.
Is that
And Stormblood apparently.
in Suisse? I think it was. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
See, Lala likes my sweet clickbait thumbnail that I made. It features the one from that one anime and the one from the cosplay anime. Those two very famous waifus. I guess we'll get into that as we get along. But AC says got something in your throat, Grayson. Yeah, I've got all these extra silent K's getting stuck. I think we shocked Zyga into silence again.
It's been. I'm just like thinking. It's. Oh, it's appeared. It appeared. It appeared.
It
Appeared.
appeared. What's appeared?
I see it. The browsing window.
In your mind. It did not take that long. Don't lie to me.
It did. I
Khatun says the
see.
guttural sound is in there, but because it is Mongolian. Haha. See? I can finally be in the gutter where I belong. AC says Silent K sounds like a brand of cereal. Well, I feel like Silent K would be like the no sugar, no flavor version of Special K. Be like a no thank you. Uh, yeah, so let's talk about waifus. Let's uh, insert clever segue here. Zygo, how do we want to do this? Who wants to go first? I think the gist of it is that we have each prepared 5 of our favorite waifus, and we're going to have a gentleman's discussion where we are very respectful and not critical of choices. We'll
But I
probably
but
towards the
but
end maybe
there
get
will
some.
be throwing hands.
There will be minimal hand throwing until the end, at which point we'll probably actually just I'll probably actually drive to Zyga's house so I can throttle him in person. But we'll get to that when we get to that. And maybe we'll get some
I
input from the chat about their favorites as we
I
go on towards the end.
I think you only know one of mine.
I was actually like, because you sent me links to them. I'm like, I don't recognize any of these fools. So
Yeah, I think you would only recognize one of them.
yeah, I did recognize one of them. I'll admit, but um, so Lala asked a good question, which I think we probably should explain. I think we determined that for this show, it's going to be specifically anime waifus, correct?
Yes,
And perhaps we can
because
return to this another day for a broader category, like video
because
games or
if
something.
there was video game waifus, I would have to choose Alice every time.
Well,
And we
and a
can
poor choice it
like
is.
like Alphino and Alize. Like I'd have to pick both of them. You can't choose one over the other. You have to choose both of them.
It's a combo waifu. You can they come as a set actually.
Yeah, they come as a set,
You
and
propose to one and they both move into your house, as it turns out.
yeah, exactly. You know,
AC
Alphino
says
and
wants to know
Alize
what
are my
about
favorites.
husbandos? I think we're probably just waifus today, right? Or do we want to get into
Hmm?
husbandos?
Husbandos, I'd have to think about that.
Right? Maybe that
That,
could
that
be a different day. Maybe
yeah, that could be a different day. That would be interesting because I'd have to
like I could think of
think
like
about
one
that.
or two for sure off the top of my head, but I'd want to properly consider for sure. You have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it
I've
says
actually never
Thancred's a
thought about
top tier
that.
waifu for. Oh, Thancred is the best. Unironically, my
Yeah,
favorite
Thancred,
character in 14 right now.
Amaric, yeah, yeah,
Amer,
Amaric's good.
Amer's handsome. I don't know if like he's likable though. Like
You know what they call him, right?
I have no idea.
They call him Baymeric.
It's perfect. Oh, I mean, he's like very much just like the perfect stereotype of like a chivalrous knight, just like so polite and courteous. But anyway, oh yeah, and people were very kind enough to send me links to Americ body pillows on the Discord, which I appreciate and might be considering more than I should, considering I'm trying not to waste money.
Yeah, but like your chat is saying like there's Amaric, but they haven't even touched on Best Boy. Best Boy is my boy Estinian. He's the best boy.
I mean, Estinian is fun. Like, cause I finally saw Estinian without his helmet on in a recent cutscene, right? Like when he's
Yeah.
like in the hospital. Like I don't like his voice doesn't match the face. Like once the helmet's off,
You think so?
I don't know. Like it really shook me. Like I don't know if I even like mentioned it during the stream, but like I was like really thrown off by like how different he looked than I imagined.
That is true. I'd admit that.
It's like it's like I mean I do like Estinian a lot, but I feel like it'd be probably weird to ask him to keep the helmet on during dates. So I probably
What
would.
the what the f, dude?
So
That's so mean.
anyway, that's my personal opinion. We're gonna talk about waifus today. I'm gonna be
Yeah, we'll put a pin on
respectful.
that. We'll put a pin on that, and I
This
will come over and throttle you tonight.
family friendly waifu stream. Cartoon says what you'd still ask. I mean, I'd probably look. You
So
gotta follow your heart. But we're gonna okay. So who wants to
so
go
tell
first in
me,
this?
you go first.
Okay,
You
we're
go
gonna
first.
okay. And I guess secondary question. We want to do this like in order of like least favorite to favorite or most favorite or just like randomly selected.
Uh, least favorite to favorite.
Okay, least favorite to favorite. Okay, okay. That will be according to my list here. We're gonna start with a good old classic, Aqua from Konosuba.
Did you ever finish Konosuba?
The anime, no. Light novels,
Oh yeah,
light novels. I'm
you
pretty
never.
far into it. I'm trying to read the Megamine spinoffs right now, which are really a slog because like Megumin is funny, but not when it's only Megumin.
Yeah.
She's a lot less funny when she's by herself. It's a lot harder. Anyway, so I'm trying to read through those, but I've read like the first I think 4 or 5 volumes before that spin-off series. Yeah, Aqua is the best. She's actually really terrible.
He is really
she
terrible.
she is actually the worst in terms of like somebody that you'd actually, as far as like in terms of like waifus, like would I want to like marry her and live with her? I don't know, but she's and she's got her her pluses, I guess. Like she can be helpful. She has been helpful before. It's happened.
I mean, she does good party
She
tricks.
has great party tricks. And here we're gonna. I think safe search is on, but we're gonna pull up some images because this is important. It's Aqua. It broke. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I want actually. I'm trying to find a good Aqua.
Most professional stream right here.
I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed that all the images for Aqua just come up as not the most
As
say
water.
so.
I thought you were gonna say that it comes up as water.
Don't be rude to my least favorite waifu. Where did
That would be
the?
funny if you
I
Google
am
searched
saving the
Aqua.
image. I don't want to save it. I want to open it. Please stop. It's so whatever. It's fine. The point is, Aqua is cool. I think everybody is probably aware of Konosuba. I would guess. I don't know if we need to get into super lengthy backstory of like where she comes from. It's a pretty popular series, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also I really just like her character design. Like I love the bright blues. It's very good.
Yeah.
Like, and I think probably the thing that I like the most is the absolute undeserved confidence that she carries. I really respect that. Like, yeah, you gotta respect somebody that can be so self assured despite having more losses than wins in their book. Like,
Yeah.
so she's got points for that.
I think she's one of the, probably my favorite of the Konosuba girls as well.
Right. I mean, I definitely like in terms of like if I had to like just like watch one character like doing their own thing, she's the one that can like care like she can carry her own comedy the whole way through. Like the
Oh
other
yeah,
two,
she definitely can.
like they really shine when they can like bounce off of other characters. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like Megumin is hilarious whenever she's interacting with Kazuma. That's like they have like the best like manzai comedy bits.
yeah.
And Darkness is also pretty fun. Like I can't think of like any singular moments with Darkness, but like I do like her as a character. But it's
Yeah.
just it's a good cast all around. Like even Cosma, it's just the worst scum.
Yeah, he's so terrible. But that's like the best thing about Konosuba, is that they have like just that party dynamic of just those four is just so great.
it it's a just a really well done show, like series, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah, so there you go. That's my number 5, I would say. It's Aqua.
Speaking of that show though, do you know that next season is a Konosuba spinoff
Yeah, they're doing the
anime?
Megumin spinoff,
Yeah.
which I'm interested in. I might watch that in lieu of finishing the light novels. 'Cause it's I read like volume 1 of the Explosion in Another World,
Yeah.
and it was interesting enough to keep reading, but I don't like that I have to read 2 more of those volumes to get back to the main series to
Yeah.
keep the canon going.
Yeah, Konosuba, like I missed that show. I need to rewatch it. It's a good one.
Yeah, I do want to watch the anime for this sometime because it's like the light novels are super funny.
My favorite part with her with Aqua in general is the whole thing about like her like going up to her followers and her followers are like, yeah, right, you're not the Earth goddess.
Right? They like out of hand, like no.
And she's like, "No, I really am." And they're like, "No."
So harsh, so rude. But no, yeah. So there's five for me. What's your number five, Mister Zyga?
Um,
Choose carefully.
let's just do them from bottom to top. The from how I posted,
All
how
right.
I DM'd you.
Like you are you talking about like including the one you threw in at the last second?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
That would make it six.
Okay. So then in that case that would be, is it this one? Mahiru. Okay.
Yes. So this one for me is Mahiru Shina from the most recent anime that
I was
just
gonna say
came
this one's like
out.
still airing, isn't it?
Yes, it is still airing. It's called The Angel Next Door. Spoils Me Rotten, the main girl from that.
Okay.
And the reason why I picked this is because I actually really like the show, but it made me read the light novel.
Wow. You read
I
something
actually, yeah, I read the entire web light novel that has been currently released.
that's like available? Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I chose her was because like recency bias,
Sure,
and I
sure.
usually like save like one of my like wife says like recent recency bias and stuff like that
No,
of
that's totally fair.
what I've like watched recently, and I really like her because she's just like super um super interesting. Like
Mm-hmm.
she has her own like kind of like backstory and like hesitancy when it comes to like interacting with others, and um she's just like the perfect wife too, because that's how kind
Sure,
of like she is in the show.
sure, sure.
So um it's very hard for me to describe without talking about spoilers or anything like that from like what I've read in the light
Sure, sure.
novels.
It's got pretty high
But
ratings, so yeah.
yeah,
It's on my plan to watch list anyway. You mentioned it was good, so.
yeah, it is. She's not an actual angel, but like
But her
uh
nickname,
that's like her nickname
is
from
she a battle
school.
angel?
No.
Dang it.
She's not Kanade.
Dang it. So, but just all around
But
just very likable.
yeah, it's one of those shows that like because like she doesn't like to be called like angel at all.
Hmm.
She like has this perception from everyone that she's like this like amazing person, angelic like person, but in reality she's just like normal, and she hates being called those things,
Hmm.
and um she just wants to be seen as like someone normal, kind of.
Okay.
And I don't know, I really enjoyed her just her character story, and just the way how she interacts with the main character is so heartwarming. It's one of the it's one this is one of these shows that like when you start watching it, you're just like holding your chest the entire time,
Yeah.
and you have to go to the doctor after every single episode because you got diabetes.
Yeah, you gotta get your insulin shots.
Yeah, you have to get insulin shots, and so it's kind of expensive to have her as a waifu because of
Yeah,
the unless you have good insurance. I mean,
that's fair. Totally fair.
yeah,
Hence, she's kind of lower on your list, right? Because it's
yeah,
a bit more of an expensive investment.
yeah. She's very expensive. That's why she's on my bottom. Okay,
That's
of this list.
all right. Cool. Neat. All right. I
Highly
guess
recommend that show.
it does look good. It is on my plan to watch list. I'm sure I'll watch it within the next 10 years. Um,
Oh, or I would recommend just reading the light novel.
that's right. I think I might actually have volume one of this one. I think this is another one where I got it randomly for cheap.
Yeah,
Because again, I I have a problem when it comes to ebooks. Like,
I actually found like the where the like someone was doing light novel translations of no web novel translations of this,
hmm,
and it's like this niche little website, and I was like, wow, they have every single chapter here, like 200 chapters, and I'm like, this is what I'm doing all Sunday.
right? I mean, some people just have the time and the ability, and I respect it.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, cool. Seems like a good choice.
All
I
right.
give you
What
a
is your next one?
pass this time. My
What is
next
your
one,
next one?
my next one is a true joy. Is Yuna from Kuma 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 Bear, also known as the Bloody Bear, because that's the nickname you want to have.
Oh,
Um,
so this is the show that I've been wanting to watch.
yeah, this is one where like this is a show I unironically just love. It's always in my it's been in my top 5 since I watched it a few years ago, and
Yeah.
it's a hard sell because like it's an isekai, and I really can't put like I mean actually because we were talking about this before, like it's basically like an yashike isekai, like where it's like really chill, like it's really like she's like an overpowered protagonist, but most of the show is really just about
Mm.
like her learning to come out of her shell because like she
Come
has
out of the
like
bear suit.
yeah, she's literally forced to like actually the bear suit does not come off actually I think is one of the problems, but um that's the whole other thing. But yeah, she's got like she's a character who has like extreme like social anxiety. She's like extremely withdrawn in the real world, and then when she gets sucked into this other world, she's kind of like forced to interact with people, and the whole show's kind of like the progression of her learning how to I don't know have friends and like relationships and things, and she's just
Yeah.
like really likable. She's like really like well intentioned. Like she,
Don't you have a figure of her?
I do have a couple figures of her. One of them was quite expensive, but it was expensive because one of the things like the bear outfit is reversible. There's the black bear that she usually wears, but then there's like a white bear that's like reversible underside of it. Anyway, it's cool. And the figure does that same thing where you can pull it apart and reverse it and stuff. It's neat.
So what's her kind of like personality like?
Um, like I'm trying to think how to like. I mean, she's just like nice. I don't know, like
Okay, nice. Okay, okay.
I'm trying to think like so I'm trying to remember back to the show. Basically, she just like she really wants like as the show progresses, like you kind of realize like how much she really does want to be friends with people and like interact with the world, but like she just like doesn't know how to do it. So like she's got like this. I mean, the show is a lot about like her kind of finding her personality as well.
Yeah.
Like she tends to be very sassy as it goes on, like, and she kind of just does what she likes. I don't know. It's
Well, if you click on that site, you click on the tab,
yeah.
the where it says details. It's right next to her picture, and then there's pictures.
uh,
Up more, up more.
oh, hey, look. Oh, that's nifty. Yeah, as Yuna,
Yeah,
she
there's
wear
more pictures.
she wear bear costume. That's
Yeah.
actually the other thing I like is like the show is so anti fan service that the main heroine actually wears more clothes than normal. I appreciate.
But fan service.
I I don't hate fan service. I feel like there's enough shows that have it though. Yeah, this is like a nice
Sure.
wholesome show, and she's super likable as a main character. So I don't know. That's really more of what it is. Like I was really struggling to come up with like a list of like 5 characters like I truly waifued. Like I don't know if I'd want to marry Yuna, but
Yeah, I
she's just
understand
like a
that.
truly likable character. Where it's like I would totally want to be friends with her. I would
Yeah,
totally go to
yeah,
her bakery.
yeah. I feel like some of those like that are it's hard to like describe like waifu kind of a thing. Um, because I kind of agree with you with that because I would have put like maybe Anya from Spy X Family
Sure,
on my
sure.
list, but I don't know if you would consider her a waifu because
Yeah,
you can't really,
no,
not at
but
all. But she's like one of like the best characters in that show.
no,
Like
it's
she like makes the show like what it is like just great.
like
Um,
her character is like the seat like the thread for that whole show for sure.
yeah, and that's why like I have her like in my top 10 character list is because like she like makes the show kind of a thing.
Right. She's got great reaction faces.
Yeah, that's the best part about the show. Wait, Spy X Family tangent. Me and you both like Spy X Family a lot.
No, it's a good one. I appreciate that you let me like read the volumes. Like I got to catch up on that actually because I think
Didn't I just like show you that out of the blue, or
yeah
did I like
I
buy
think
it?
like I think you had bought like the first couple of volumes by that point, but then you suddenly just like you handed one to me. I was like, you got to read this. It's pretty good,
Yeah,
and it was pretty good. And that was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, that was a good time ahead. Like I don't know how you caught wind of it, but you got caught wind of that one like early on.
yeah. I caught one of it when it was, I think, when the first volume came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long time ago, um, and before the anime was announced.
Is that in the? It's so much easier. Anyway, sorry. I just realized because like all the characters have picture tabs.
Yes, all the characters had picture
That
types.
makes sense.
This is why I said to do my anime list.
That makes so much more sense now because it's like, yeah, it's got like a nice little profile picture, but okay, there. Anyway, sorry, go on. I'm here. I'm focused. I'm listening.
Anyway, Spy X Family tangent over.
It's a good one. I
It's a
think
good one.
I think now that the anime's out, I think most people are kind of on board with Spike's family,
Oh
which is
yeah,
good
there.
because it's a good ship to be on.
Oh, and especially on the recent manga. Like, I don't know if you've ever caught up with it, but actually getting character development in a lot of people, which is great.
No,
It's fantastic.
it really does like it evolves. Like I mean, it is still absolutely just like a majority comedy, but like you get like really heartwarming scenes. It's nice.
And Yor is best girl. So
She's pretty cool, I guess.
she's the best.
Yeah, sure.
She's number one.
All
She's
right,
number one in my heart.
all right. Is that way? No, but cool.
All
All right,
right.
want to move on to your next one?
Yes.
I believe is this one.
Recency bias again, but this is with good reason.
I've heard of this one.
Yes. Hitori Goto from Bochi the Rock.
Yeah, I think people like this
The
one
only
too.
Yep, the only reason why she's on this list is because the entire time we were watching the show, and
We're
every
in
time she
19
has
right
like
now. That's crazy.
reaction, it's like, is this me for real? For real? You know,
Yeah,
this is me.
half of the pictures on aren't even like particularly like positive looking pictures.
Yeah,
She looks really
yeah.
upset in half of these.
That's because she always is.
So sad.
But like the thing about Bochi the Rock is that it like makes you feel things.
Mm.
It makes you feel like that time you were in high school or that time when you were in middle school and you had all these like cringe moments and stuff like that. And if you were like the antisocial kid in middle school or high school, you would just definitely feel this anime. You'd feel it
Mm-hmm.
so hard that you're like you'll just stand up and scream, go like, I felt that before. I know that feeling.
Oh no.
And that's just basically her as a character is because like that's why I like her a lot. It's just because like of those feelings that she like gets whenever she like has one of her like freak out sessions or she's just like trying to overcome something, you know.
Okay. Well. Seems
Yeah,
like an okay choice. I allow this one as well.
and she actually beat out. So like Bochi the Rock is very similar to K-On!
Mm-hmm.
And K-On! Was like my favorite anime for a very long time. But this series comes out and it's like basically like a better version of K-On!, which that is like
That
so hard. That is
that
so hard to
sounds
believe.
sacrilegious. I don't know about
That
this.
sounds sacrilegious,
I'm getting angry at you, Zyga. If
but
you're
it's
if you're
kind
gonna
of true.
step up, if you're gonna
It's
step
kind of
up on
true.
Tsumugi like this, I might have to fight you.
When you see it, it's kind of true. It's kind of true.
All right.
You'll have to watch it. You'll
It
have to watch
it
it.
is on my plan to watch this, so I'll find out if I need to fight you about this or not.
Yeah,
But okay, yeah, it's got a nice tracksuit, I guess.
yeah. That's basically all she wears
Perfect.
is the
Approved.
tracks.
Turtleneck approved.
And when they tried to put her into normal clothes, she wilted
Yeah, she looked really just
and
looked really
died.
sad in this last one.
She like died.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
All right,
that is my last my next one.
that is a passable choice. I allow this. All right, I shall move on to my third. I believe is the number we're on. Is Mina. This is from uh, Slow Life of a. This is from was it The Slow Life of a Cheat Pharmacist. This is a show that's like really terrible. I used to tell you about Zyga, if you remember.
I think I remember this.
Basically, it's a case of the light novel's better because again, I'm going to keep saying that probably. Oops, spoiler. But no, so Mina is great. There's pictures of her. Let's see here. There's a couple pictures. Um, yeah, so Mina is from Slow Life of a Chief Pharmacist. She is actually a ghost in the show. She died like 100 years prior to the start of the series, and she haunts the house of the main character, who is the cheat pharmacist. But she's
Okay.
just the best. She's super funny. She's like incredibly sassy and like very bossy because like she's like, this is my house and you're moving into my house. So that she's also like she's like a really good like housekeeper. She always like keeps things like in really nice order.
Yeah.
She doesn't take S from nobody. She doesn't like take crap from anyone ever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She's she's like it kind of becomes like a running joke that like everybody in the show really likes Mina, but they're also kind of scared of her.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's brings up the really important thing I gotta show because there's another reason why Mina is absolutely the best. Uh,
Nothing you buy, right?
it's not super yabai, don't worry. I think that'll pull it up maybe. Mina is Mookie Mookie as hell. It's the best.
Mookie Mookie.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
sort of. It's from an episode. It's from a singular episode. Where the pharmacist guy Reiji he introduces steroids to the fantasy village he lives in,
Oh my
and
gosh.
everybody gets super jacked, and it's the best episode ever. But no, yeah, Mina gets super swole, and it's the best. So I had to have that at least as a reference. But yeah, it's Mina's great. She's like actually like waifu material because
Yeah.
she's like super thoughtful. She actually like she's very protective and caring of the people she cares about. Like
Yeah.
and yeah, so there you go, Mina. It's an
Yeah.
okay show, but she's a great character.
Okay. Okay. I that's another show that I kind of wanted to watch, but then you kind of like persuaded me kind of not to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the anime is really not worth the time, but like there's a manga and there's a light novel series that are both
Okay.
really good. There's like some really excellent like it's like a really like I don't know if there's really character development per se in that show, but like just all the characters are very funny. Like
Okay.
like they're all just like really really good.
Okay.
So I'd say it's worth reading like the manga, even like just like want to test it out or something.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Alrighty.
On to your next one.
Yeah, my next one is very. This is where we get into like my top three, like characters,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, it's a Monogatari girl.
Gasp! Who would have thought? I had a hard time picking a favorite out of them, so I just kind of did a
Yeah,
pass
it's
on.
so hard to pick a favorite.
They're
It's
they're
hard to pick a
all
favorite because they're all good.
they're all
They're all
fun.
good. Yeah, they're all so good. And Bakemonogatari is my favorite series of all time. It's my number one.
Mm-hmm.
And Senju Gahara is honestly like the centerpiece of the entire show. It feels like. Um, I love her introductory episode, and I love how like as the series progresses, you get to know her more, and she becomes more of like a side back background character, but she does a lot of stuff in the background. I feel
Right.
like,
No, yeah, she's never like not important in the series,
yeah,
but there are times like she's like not really on screen too much. So
yeah, and I love her. Her voice actress is fantastic and like plays like um just like her wit and the way her like uh voice is whenever she's like talking to Araragi.
yeah, I can't believe she doesn't like bust a gut like trying to say some of the
Yeah.
stuff she has to say for.
Yeah. And she's just great. Like so great. I don't know if anyone in the chat has like watched Monogatari at all, but please do.
It
Please
really is
do.
worth the investment. It's like
Yes.
it's a lengthy show at this point, but it is like it's a fun time the whole way through. It really
Yeah. It's a show where all the girls are like amazing and like well developed and like very interesting.
right,
And like none of them are bad or anything like that. And it's a fun time throughout the entire thing.
right, for sure.
I showed you the show. I
No, yeah,
we
you
sat down and
introduced
we watched all.
yeah you because you had all the box sets and you're like, oh, you got to watch this one. And I think I had watched season one prior to that before, and I was like, ah, that was kind of a weird show. But then like once you get to like to season two and beyond, you're like, oh man, this is like it's incredibly like involved storyline. Like it's crazy how much is going on like in the world. Like
Yeah,
there's like
there's like a timeline that happens, and like every series is interconnected
yeah,
in some way.
it's like it's incredibly impressive. Like
Yeah, the guy who wrote it is a complete genius.
Anishi Ocean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Nishi Ocean.
he is a genius and probably a little bit of a psychopath, but
Yeah, he is.
he does great. He just like all of his stuff is really good. Like everything that I've read from him, right? Not read
Yeah,
from like, but seen from him, I guess. 'Cause I do want to read the light novels on this one. But this is like such a this is like a really daunting series to get into reading because it's enormous. But
and there's like so much like word puns and like it's so hard
yeah,
for it to be. It's so hard. I think the English version of the light novels might do a disservice to it because it's kind of like a series you need to watch read in Japanese because of um just the way how he writes just does like a lot of uh what do you call it, word
it,
puns.
yeah. Well, like I think that's one of his things. Is like he's like really super knowledgeable about like the Japanese language. And I
Yeah,
think I remember talking about this before. I think with you, but like something he did with Monogatari is like he gave every character a name and then based their personality off of that name afterwards. Like, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Which is a really interesting thing to do because usually I feel like it tends to happen the other way, but for him it was just like I mean, if you look at like every girl's name, and even like just like every character that has a name in the show, it's like so many layers like either like just like a joke or like super symbolic or what have you.
Yes. Kind of like how since we have Senju Gohara up, is Hitagi. I don't know what was Senju Gohara's again? Was it
Well,
I think her the last name was a like site of a battlefield or something like
yeah,
that.
Senjukahara is like literally means like the place where a battle like the field where a battle took place is roughly what it mushes up to be.
Yeah,
Then Hitagi, I can't remember off the top of my head, but
I think it was something to do with a crab, right?
yeah, I think so.
And that was basically her character. No, I know you like told me once.
I
Didn't you
I
have like a list?
I had notes for all the characters when we did the episode. I don't know where
Oh,
those notes
that's
are
right.
now, but because I mean, because a lot of looks like
Anyway,
I still remember the name for my favorite character, which is not a waifu, but is a great character from the show,
and
Hachikuji.
even though she is they call her tsundere in the show, she's totally not. She just
No,
plays that up for the for the camera.
no, yeah, that's another thing is like she seems to be strangely aware of what that she's in a show more so than
Yes.
the rest of the cast. But that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. Anyway, go watch Monogatari if you haven't.
No,
There are lists on how to watch it. You could just watch Bakemonogatari first.
right.
I promise you it'll be a good time.
No, it is fun and like I mean Senju Gohara is I, I don't know if I would pick her for my favorite character, but she's definitely a really strong representation of just like the show as a whole. So
Yeah.
I shall not fight you about this one. You get
Okay,
another
good.
pass. Watch your step. Okay, so I guess I'll move on
Do I
to
have to brace myself for your next one?
it. Oh, this is a good one. It's your favorite one.
Oh no.
It's Siesta from The Detective Is Already Dead.
Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go.
This
We're
is
on the siesta train.
yeah.
Here's the siesta train.
No, this is actually the thing because like Siesta is probably the one time I'm gonna kind of break one of my rules for waifus because I generally I don't usually waifu a character if they canonically are in a relationship. If that makes sense. So I like the characters that are like that are I guess I don't. Anyway, it's like one of the things. I don't want to cheat on them,
But
but Siesta's fine because I mean she was in a relationship, but she's not anymore because she's dead. It's not a spoiler. It's the first episode, so it's not weird to waifu a dead person. It's totally normal.
I think that it's a problem.
Yeah, somebody just pointed out. That, yeah, it. There's she's. For one thing, because let's go to pictures real quick.
Yeah.
Siesta is actually like one of the occasions like I genuinely love her character design. Like I love the silver hair. I think it looks great. Like the nice like short kind of bob cut, like a messy bob cut. It's great.
Yeah, it's like some people have been saying in chat. It's the female Grayson.
You don't know that for sure. There's no way to prove that. Um,
I am
but
pretty sure you when you went up to the guy who made your bottle, you were like showed you a picture of a siesta and was like, I want this.
yeah, gender bend this, please. No. But no. So Siesta is great. Actually, I have several figures of her as well in my collection. But I love Siesta because I mean, one, she's great. She's the best. I mean, I guess without getting too much like because the show The Detective Is Already Dead is controversial. I would say the light novel series is quite good, but
Hmm.
because yeah, basically again the show's called The Detective Is Already Dead, and she is the detective of the show. And so she is dead, but up until that point she's super good. She's great.
Okay, okay, okay.
She's basically she's just like she's very determined in what she wants. Like she has like a really strong will. She's very sarcastic. She's super funny. Like she's super mean to the main character, Kimi. Um, but
For
she
one episode.
for one episode, and the occasional flashback where every time he thinks about it, it's like it's sometime when she was like mean to him.
Okay.
um, but no, so she's like really sarcastic, and she's like really clever. She always has like these like ingenious ways to get out of situations. She always has like a solution. She's always like 3 steps ahead of everybody. Like she's very Sherlock Holmes esque.
So she's basically Detective Conan.
I mean, I don't know, kind of like it's that same kind of like the rough stereotype is just like the really smart everything knowing character. Like basically she just hard carries the protagonist through all of his problems for early on
Yeah.
until he has to start dealing with them on account of her being already dead, which I still it's it's such a I don't know, it's a very emotional series for me because it's like it's just a really good show. It's like it still is like my number one favorite show of all time right now. I have yet to see a show that I like more that has made me ugly cry more.
It's getting a second season.
It is. I'm super pumped because there is many more detectiving that needs to be done. But yeah, she's super good. Great waifu.
I'll
So
let you pass for today.
thank you. She deserves it. Yeah, and you can see like just like because I mean anything about her is spoilers apparently. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's. But anyway, it's great show. It's honestly like well, let me rephrase that. The show is maybe not worth watching. Light novels are really good, as is the thing I like to say a lot. What's your
It's
next one?
mostly true. It's mostly true all the time with light novels.
Yeah, I mean every now and then like because like Bakemonogatari I would say is an excellent adaptation of a light novel series.
Yeah, it's true.
Like really
Very
does
true.
it full justice and maybe even improves upon it in some ways.
Yeah.
But so it can be done. It's just there is a tendency for it not to be quite as good as the original whenever they animate a thing. But anyway, what is next on your docket, Sir Zyga?
All right. Next one is one that's very near and dear to my heart. Uh, Rogi Shiki from the Garden of Sinners, Kara no Kyokai.
Okay. You've
So,
mentioned this to me, I think, before, maybe.
yeah, I have. I haven't really introduced you to this series
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of unique. It's a Type Moon series, so people know Fate mostly, but this is like a like something else. I think it's in the same universe. I want to say, um, but yeah, it's a Type Moon series, um, and the cool thing about her is that um, she has this power that's basically it's called the mystic eyes of death perception or something like that,
Hmm.
and she could basically see the lines of life in like anything or
Hmm.
something like that. It's been a while since I've seen the series.
Okay.
Um but and like she could like slash that line and then it kills it.
Hmm.
Kills whatever it is or something like that. But the cool thing about her personally is that she has like this multiple personalities
Hmm.
and she's like basically like three people in like one. And
Okay.
um it's like how she like struggles with like those personalities inside of her, and it's just super unique and something that I've never like seen in like other anime or anything like that.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
And like each one of them is like she has like the dominant female side, and then there's like a male side inside of her, and then there's the like the one that's in between.
Okay.
It's very interesting. But the whole series is just like about like uh different like magical situations that goes on in the world, and she like helps resolve them basically.
Hmm.
And it's a movie series.
Okay. That is different.
And there's a little bit of romance in there too, but not too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly just like an interesting set of movies, and the main character is just really interesting to watch.
Okay.
So I can't really say more about it because I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Sure. That's understandable.
Um, it's like on my list to rewatch,
Okay.
but I really enjoyed it. It's Type Moon doing what they do best. It's a little convoluted at
I was
times,
gonna
but
say convoluted plots, but yeah.
Type Moon is convoluted.
They can't just have a story start at point A and go to point C. But
Yeah, it goes from point A to point F to point A again.
right. Goes to point sigma, just changes alphabets completely.
Yeah. And then it goes to hiragana,
Yeah,
and then like goes to German. You
it's the
know?
best. But okay. So and
So
so
yeah.
like you'd say like the movie series itself is also worth experiencing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's a, if you like Type Moon, I would I'd watch it. It gives like a little bit more interest and a more background on mages because it just focuses on mages. So
Okay. Very
yeah.
cool. Very cool.
What is your next one?
All right,
Your
we're
last one?
this is my number one. This would be my in terms of anime. This is my OTP.
Yeah.
Is Ruri or Kuroneko
All right. This is
from
where we throw hands.
from that delightful 12 out of 10 series Oreimo.
All right. This is where we throw hands.
I
Let's go.
know.
Let's go.
So I
We're
think
done here.
we're all going to collectively agree that Oreimo it's not even worth talking about. It's just a dumpster fire of a show that is also my top five because I like we're not gonna don't worry about it. The point is that, oops, that's not right. There it is. It was Ruri. It was
All right.
adorable.
Give me like 5 minutes. I need to go. I need to go head over to your place.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ruri Goko or Kuroneko as she's usually called in the show. She's the best. She has like a part of what's great about like for me at least is like she's got like let's see if I can find a Smo. Here's your I forgot real quick. Smo wanted that's not right. There we go. He wanted a muscle girl, and I had Mina on here for muscle girls. So there you go. She's great. Praise be to Mina. But for now, we gotta talk about Ruri. So let me find how to spell Ruri Goko. Oh my gosh,
But Kuroneko, you know.
that's silly. There you go. Yeah, she's got like a great like gothic Lolita outfit that she usually wears, which I'm a fan of. I love poof and I love frills, and this has both of those. It is important. It's a good outfit, good design.
Okay.
So that's first off. But first and secondly, actually, I learned about this researching her yesterday. But she's considered a kudere, which means somebody who acts cold and distant but secretly likes you.
Yeah.
It's significantly different from tsundere apparently. But anyway, yeah, she's really great. She's like really she's kind of full of herself in a way, but she's also like but she kind of it's kind of a front she puts on for a lot of her insecurities because throughout the series, like throughout the show, like Kirino is like infinitely more successful in everything she does, and poor Ruri is not so much. But
Yeah.
I don't like. I really like her because she's like very thoughtful in a lot of ways. Like she always kind of like even Kirino, she'll be like thoughtful and nice for her like in her own way, and she's like super responsible. She has like five younger siblings that she takes care of at home, on top of having her own life. And
Yeah.
she writes fanfics, which I think is super cool. Like in her spare time, that's like one of the running gags in the show. Is like she's always like writing these fanfics, but they're like so incredibly complex, and the language is so difficult that nobody reads them or likes them. And so
Okay.
she's constantly like trying having to deal with the plebs surrounding her. But no,
Okay.
yeah, that's
I'll agree that she was the best character of that show.
she absolutely was like. I mean, this is why like a show that by all rights should probably be like a -6 out of 10 is like a
Be
10 out of
honest.
10 for me.
Just because of her.
She's the best. And like there's a
That
whole
show was so bad.
it's so bad, but
It-
there was an OV.
it's-
I mean, the best anime I've ever watched in my life was there's like a 3 or maybe 4 episode OVA series that had no Kirino. It was all focused on Ruri, and that was a time like it was basically like it was like a what if scenario, like what if he had chosen Ruri instead of Kirino, which really was the smart decision anyway. So I choose to believe that was the canon. Well, I think there's like now a whole manga series that's like Kuroneko If, I think is what it's called.
I
Which
think because the author got so much pushback on his the thing, because everyone was like, "Oh, Kirino is the worst character in the whole world,
yeah,
and
she
Kurodeko is better."
well, he kept getting so much hate because like one's like it's like Kirino's the worst. Also, stop writing like series where the guy falls in love with his sister. It's a concerningly consistent thing you do. Like, stop it.
Yeah, he does do that.
Every series that's gotten animated from that guy is anyway. That's a whole other probably really something you should be talking to a therapist about. But yeah, Ruri is the best. 10 out of 10 would date again. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give you a pass on her, but a no pass on the show. and wait, no, a I hate you for the show.
Yeah, no, that you know what? I'll take that. I'll accept it. The the ashes from whence this phoenix is born are pretty awful. But
Yeah, she's great.
but
Yeah, 10 out of 10 from a 0 out of 10 show. Yep.
yeah, it's really is like a anyway. Let's see. Like now I think about like I had a couple like that because I think Mean is another case of like an okay series. Oh, and I hold the right picture,
Or
Mina. This is another like
or
okay
you
series, but like a 10 out of 10 waifu.
yeah,
Look at how mookie she is. You can't argue with that.
true.
You literally can't. She would knock your daylights out or whatever the saying is. What's your final choice, Saiga? Are you ready?
My final
Yeah, are
choice?
you ready?
Sure, sure.
Okay. It's this person apparently.
Yes,
Who
so
is
my
this?
final choice is Kato, Megumi Kato from Saikano How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend.
Hmm.
And she became my number one just recently when I finished the series.
Right, right.
Um, so a little thing about How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. Um, it's this show about a guy who's this like otaku uh, visual novel nerd, and he one day is like, I want to make a visual novel, and then he ropes these girls into helping him make this visual novel. And it's it sounds, I know it sounds like your typical harem, and I'll tell you, it is. It's your
Uh,
typical harem.
you were just shaming me for my choice.
And
How dare
and
you?
but here's the thing, is that all the other girls aside from her all like are your typical harem girls,
Hmm.
and they're all like super special, and they all have their special talents and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But her, she's the centerpiece of the show,
Mm-hmm.
because like the main character at the very beginning of the show like meets her, and she basically has zero presence and is kind of like deadpan, has like no emotions,
Mm.
and
Sounds like a really good
it
waifu. Just
like all the other
so
girls are
boring.
like arguing and stuff like that, while she is just like ignored from the
Great.
most of the first season.
Great. Great.
But she's like always there supporting the main character,
Mm.
and like slowly it like brings her out of her shell, because what the main character wants to do is to make her into his perfect
Mm.
heroine for the his light novel.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like using her as like the template for what he wants to do. And so over time on the show, she like comes more and more out of her shell and becomes more and more involved, and becomes like the glue that holds everyone together. And it's just fantastic character writing,
Mm.
because you would never think like right at the very beginning of the show like a girl that has like zero personality would make the show like a 10 out of 10, and
You're
it
right.
did,
I would.
and it
I
did.
would not.
Because like you'd be like, oh, this is just all the girls in this show are just like, they're just like typical. There's the typical tsundere, there's the typical like senpai girl,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have her, which is completely different from any other girl
Mm-hmm.
in a harem show. And you can tell like how much power she has whenever she's on the screen, and like when the series goes on, you just care more and more about her.
Hmm.
And um, by the time the movie's over, you're just like, okay, I'm down for this. This is my
Yeah.
number one.
Sure. Sure.
And because like she starts learning how to better show her emotions and all that stuff, and just oh, it's fantastic. Like I can't gush. I just gush over her, because I recently just like bought a figure of her
Hmm.
as well, because I was like
Okay.
I need a figure, because I had a figure of Shiki,
Yeah.
and because she was my number one for ages.
Sure. Sure.
And once Kato beat her out, I was like, okay, now I have to buy a figure of her since she's number one.
Yeah. How that works. You have to have a figure if she's in your top.
Yeah,
I mean, not that I
I
can
still
say
don't have
anything.
I
I
still don't
do.
have a Senjo Gahara figure, but
Oh, you
one day I
don't?
will.
Oh,
No, I don't.
yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, that is my final pick. If you haven't seen Saikano How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, I would highly recommend it. If you like romance, um, just know that it's the season one. I even rated season one like really low.
Hmm.
It wasn't in it wasn't until season two that I gave like season two like a 9 out of 10, and then the movie 10 out of 10, because just the amount of uh, character writing, how the character writing just improved so much, and the plot writing got better.
Hmm. Hmm.
And but season one was just like your typical harem show, but then like yeah, season two is much better for that.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, that's my last pick.
All right.
Honorable mention would be like the one that you put in
Oh yeah, for the clickbait thumbnail.
the clickbait thumbnail.
Right. Right.
Marin Kitagawa.
Yeah.
That is she's the MVP.
I mean, she was
Yeah,
the waifu. What was it, 2022 when the show was out?
yeah, she was.
She's probably top waifu of 2022. So yeah,
I was gonna put her in mine, but recency bias moved her out for me. But I love her too. She's fantastic.
yeah, sure, sure. There you go.
I don't know if
Now we can say it
haven't you
wasn't
watched it?
clickbait. I've seen like half of the show. I watched like the first like 5 or 6 episodes. I probably should
Just
finish it sometime.
I have the entire manga in Japanese.
Well, I guess you liked it okay then, huh?
Yes, it's. I wish it would come out in English. The DVDs, the Blu-rays.
Right. Eventually,
Sadly,
maybe.
and I can't wait for the second season of it. I don't know when it's coming out, but
I'm sure they'll do another season. It was pretty successful, I think, all around.
I need it. I need it in my life. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
that's my
Honorable
honorable
mention.
mention. I don't know if you have any honorable mentions you would like to say,
Uh, honorable mention.
like Midori or something like that.
Midori. I could wait. Hold on. This is worth honorably mentioning. Hold on. I can't believe you remembered this from when I
I
talked
remember
about
it from yes, this is from the Forbidden episode.
the Forbidden episode. But no, yeah. Freaking Midori. I forgot about Midori. So Midori is the right hand of the main character from the show Midori no Hibe.
The
Midori no
right
Hibe,
hand.
the right hand. And she is definitely an honorable mention for waifu. Um, God, such a stupid show. Because the premise of the show is that when the protagonist wakes up one morning to find out that his right hand has turned into a girl who wants to date him, and so they start dating, and it's it's such a trash show, but it's so funny. Um, but she is
Oh
like
man.
unironically like a really lovable character, like and like as the show develops, like there's actually like a lot of really good character development between them, and there's like an overarching story to it. Like it's not nearly as it's, it's great, but um,
I can't believe I just remembered that just
I
now.
can't believe you like. I think actually I did briefly consider this one like when I was making my list yesterday. I was like, I don't know if this is since you brought it up. I'm this is honestly a show where like it's kind of trash, but like I do authentically like I give it a 9 out of 10. So it's worth a watch. But like
Let me
and
put that on my to watch list.
I mean, and I will say like this is honestly like in term like 'cause I think there's a manga which I really want to read, but the anime series probably has one of the best final episodes I've seen for like a rom com in terms of like it completes the loop of how like the opening scene of episode 1 perfectly mirrors like the final scene of episode 12 or episode 13, I guess. It's like really it like really nicely completes the story, and you get like you see the character at the very beginning, you see him at the very end, and like how much he's like changed and evolved as a person, and it's actually
Did
it's probably one of my favorite character arcs of any series.
did he get married to his right hand?
Uh, sure. As far as you know, that's what happened. But it's so good. Don't judge me.
I
I,
am.
I
I'm
refuse. I
sorry.
refuse to be judged for this. But yeah, so Midori is an honorable mention for a wife, I guess. Oh, yeah, and
Want to
Hatun,
see it?
the ending song for Midori no Hibe is excellent. Actually, I still have it on my playlist to this day.
I'm
Like
trying to think of
it's
like
it's
if
a
there's
bop.
any for me. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones for me.
Sure, sure. You got to bring up at
Uh,
least one embarrassing one now that you've shamed me. No,
that's the thing though. I don't think I have any embarrassing ones.
you're vanilla AF. I can't believe it.
Should I say Nagatoro?
I mean, we could pull up a picture of Nagatoro and determine if Maybe we can workshop this together.
From the anime that you're in.
Yeah, everyone seems to think I look so much like, which I don't see a resemblance at all.
Are you sure about that? Because like I really think you're like in that show. I think
I
you're contacted to be in that show.
I don't see any resemblance. I couldn't tell you a darn thing, but it could be possibly similar between us. It's night and
Yeah,
day.
pull it up, pull it up. Let's let your chat
Oops,
decide if that's Grayson or not.
it's definitely different. This isn't, who could possibly confuse this loser with the gloriousness that's me? It's
Click
impossible.
on pictures. Click on pictures. Let's see more. Let's see more.
So I don't know.
Yep.
I
Yep.
I don't see it.
Yep.
I don't
I
see
see
it.
it. I'm seeing it.
It's impossible. Nobody could confuse me with this person. Wait,
Oh
who's
yeah, that's
accusing me
right.
of not having a nose? Hold on. How I will mouth breathe all over you. Get over. How dare you? So rude. Holy crap! I wait. I'm looking at this. I don't really have a nose. Wait, hold on. I have a nose. Don't I do? I
You
do.
don't have a nose. You don't have a
Where's my
nose.
nose? There's a slightly shiny spot where a nose could be. I probably haven't.
It's
Don't
just the
look.
sun.
I'm self conscious about my no nose. So rude. Can't believe you call me out like this in front of a group of my peers. Anyway, let's talk about
So you,
the actual. I don't think Naut is really the waifu of that show.
yeah, Nagatoro is kind of like my guilty pleasure, I guess.
I mean, it's a fun show.
Like, granted, Nagatoro, like episode one, like really makes
Is
you
the
hate
pinnacle of
her.
the show. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
It's just
it's so uncomfortable. Episode one,
it's,
and it like really like I think I started out giving it like a 3 out of 10, then I gave it like a 9 at the
yeah.
end.
By the end, yeah, it really is one of those shows like the opinion you'll have of this character from episode 1 to episode like 12 or whatever it is will change drastically.
Yeah,
But
essentially, the story of Nagatoro is that she just bullies the main character
she's so mean, so relentless.
and is relentless about it.
But, but yeah, I mean, she's a great character. Um,
Yeah,
would never date. I
yeah, I would
I
never date either.
I could
No,
not put up with this.
yeah, I could
But
not put up with it.
just look at that smile. That's somebody who is planning problems for you.
Yeah,
But anyway, it's a fun
I
show
like
though.
I like hear her. I hear her Tokyo Ben accent in my sleep.
Oh yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah,
But no, it's
but I can't really think of like an embarrassing one that I would have. I
yeah,
don't really have any embarrassing ones.
just a straight arrow, are you? Only
Yeah.
the only the classiest of choices for Mister Zyga, better than thou.
Let me get my tea. Let me get my tea out and start sipping.
You know, actually me.
Oh,
But
but that's good.
sure, yeah, I think this was well. This took a hot second. I didn't. This went a bit longer than I thought it would, but I think this
Yeah.
was. I mean, I hope this was fun for people to listen to. I had a good time. I like talking to Zyga and giving him crap for his bad opinions. And finally, I have a platform where I can do it.
I don't have bad opinions. You're the one that has bad opinions.
I don't know what you could possibly be referring to as a bad opinion.
Look, if you like pull back that our podcast,
Oh, don't
you
never.
pull it back
Nobody's allowed to.
and
Don't do it.
you like listen to it. It was mostly me going like, oh. right? All right. I'm just
S-
normal, I guess. And
Slowly
then
judging
Grayson's
me.
over here saying like all this weird stuff.
No, that podcast really was like a devolution for me because like I started like seeking out like the weirdest possible things just to bother you.
Yeah, it was every single episode. It was like, oh, here's another weird thing. I'm like, wow.
Like I still can't like my favorite thing to do was that we used to do like a news segment, and I would find like the weirdest possible piece of news from that week to share, and I had a great time.
I like just was like, oh, this is interesting in the news. Like it's
Like
one of the hot topics.
right, you're like, oh
And
yeah,
then
there's
you're like,
a new series was announced. This is very interesting.
and then you would come in going like, oh, there was a box of cereal from
Yeah, I'd find like the
box of
weird.
anime cereal.
No, there were so many like there's so many like fun weird promotions that Japan does for shows. It's like I think the one I do remember like back when oh what's the show with the demon fingers? It was
Demon
the
fingers.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was like a big deal at the time. And I remember because one of the news things I brought up was that a bakery had done a collaboration with Jujutsu Kaisen for the announcement of the anime, and what they were doing was they were selling edible fingers in their store that you could buy, and you too could gain demon powers maybe.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, that brings back memories. Oh, I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah. There's all kinds of fun weird things I could find. It was great.
Yeah. Have you shared that with everyone yet?
The podcast. I guess I probably could. I don't know if any like it's rough around the edges for sure, but I think that
It is rough around the
some
edges.
of the episodes are still pretty fun though. I think could probably share that at some point. It does have us under different names though, which could be scary and different. That's
See,
careful.
Katoon has it.
Huh? Yeah, Hatun had it. Yeah, Hatun I think was the one person that saw
Katoon.
it before you deleted it. But yeah, we'll probably release that. We all have to agree to be super cool and not mean about what may or may not have been said 3 years ago by me. We just gotta be super cool.
Yeah, there was some yabai stuff in
No,
there.
it's fine. Only the goodest of opinions and the best of intentions. Uh
I think the unpopular opinions was like I think my favorite episode.
oh yeah, the stupid
Maybe.
hot takes. That was pretty.
Yeah, the hot takes.
Oh yeah, jeez 'em. But anyway,
I'll force Grayson to post it.
yeah, we'll post it somewhere. I still gotta. I think I will just like move those episodes to YouTube or something, like all the unpublished lost episodes. Gotta just make that happen, I guess. But yeah, I think we're just kind of spinning. We're just here with Mina. And is there like a I could pull up a different wife if you'd like, Zyga. We've been
Yeah, there's a better muscle girl.
okay. Tell me about this muscle girl.
Let me.
Are you gonna send me a link?
Um,
I mean, I think we can
where's
all
my
agree.
list?
Like, I mean, Mina is hot within like HAWT, right? Like, oh no, wait, Ling, don't look. Hold on, Ling, you came at a very very bad time. But hello, we're discussing waifus, and I was showing. This is my favorite picture of a waifu that I have. They're just showing off her sweet biceps. Don't worry about it. It's this character,
See,
by the
see,
way.
see, see, look. This is the better one. This is the better one.
Jolene Jojo Kujo. I mean, muscle girl, I
Jolene.
suppose. She is pretty ripped. Very colorful.
Jolene's the muscle girl.
I mean, she's pretty strong. She definitely knocks a couple people straight out with her left hook. There you go. JoJo Jolene. Cujo, apparently.
Yeah, Cujo Jolene.
There. The only female JoJo to date. There's never been a female in JoJo before her. But Law says someone sing the
Yeah,
song. Hurry.
yeah. Grayson, can you sing the song?
I don't know the song for this one. I watched the show like a year ago.
I did you watch Stone Ocean?
Way like I was watching the first half of it as it came out with the group. Then I haven't watched any. I haven't watched the second half of the show at all. So apologies, I guess.
Jolene is like one of the best ones. She was really good in Stone Ocean.
I mean, it was a good show from what I have seen so far. I do want to finish it. Most looks like most of you are putting her. Batoon puts her in the top 5 of waifu lists that matter.
Yes.
But I forgot. I think AC had a question about like how Mina could like take supplements even though she's a ghost and get super buff. I'll the simple answer is that about halfway into the series, they basically forget that Mina's a ghost, and that includes the author. She stops having any kind of ghostly tendencies after a while, and is just a normal person because they forgot she's dead. So that is a slight plot hole, I will say, for the series. Yeah, Jolene, Jojo. Then we had Nagatoro,
Oh, wouldn't be the
Midori.
recent show. The recent show.
Recent show?
Um, this girl, this girl from the recent anime, Tomo-chan is a girl.
Oh, is that actually a good one? I have like heard nothing about that one.
Yeah,
I'm,
she's the muscle girl. She's the muscle girl. This is Smo's girl. She has like the muscles. I think I linked it for you.
okay. Might have to look her up on the Googles. They're not showing off any muscleage.
Yeah, she's like a martial artist and stuff like that,
Okay, yeah,
and is like super ripped.
she looks pretty toned. I'm
Yep.
trying to be. I've got this on pretty. I got the safe search on strict because I don't trust anime, and so I think it's probably purposely not showing like. But
Yeah.
I'll believe that she's buff. There you go.
I,
Knock some guy
I
off
don't
his block.
I don't know if you've heard about the show, but it's basically she has always been treated like a boy to this one guy that she really likes, and because she kind of like acts like one.
Okay, fair, fair,
Yeah.
fair.
But yeah,
Sorry, my head was in the way of Tomo. Okay, there you go. We found the
that's
muscle girl
Smo's
for Smo.
tone. Yep, Smo's muscle girl.
Yeah, Ace says Tomo is a textbook tomboy
Yep.
for sure. AC says Holy Cujo, Jonathan Joe Sarzadra. Oh, Holly Cujo, that's right. Anyway, cool. Yeah, I think this officially wraps up the waifu off. At least the waifu list we did. Um, I don't know. I think this was kind of a fun way to talk about some different shows, for sure. You had a good variety. Just scrolling back through some of the ones we've talked about. Oops, wait.
Yeah.
Ignore that one. Got Nina and Siesta, Ruri. Yeah, so
I'm
Tofu.
really like interested in that. What do you call it? I saw that.
Hmm?
I saw that you still have the tab open.
I'm considering it. Look, I I shouldn't consider it. It's expensive, but it's look.
How many weeks would I need to try and make a husband list? Ooh, I think I could whip one up
Yeah,
for next time. If we wanted to do a husbando next time,
for
I'd be down.
I mean February is the month of love. We missed out. We could have
Yeah.
done this episode on Valentine's Day. There's a
Oh, we could
missed
have.
opportunity. Yeah, last Tuesday was the 14th.
Oh, dang. If I would have known, I probably would have.
It's all good.
But
I mean, we could
all I
do.
know is that that day is called Singles Awareness Day. I don't remember it being anything else.
That's so rude. But what about all that? All those poor manufacturers that are trying to sell flowers and chocolates.
Yeah.
They need a day where they can finally make their money.
Yeah, let's do husbandos next time.
Sure, sure, we
I
could do husbandos.
Yeah, because I think I could whip up five.
I already have one right here. This handsome devil. I don't know. There's just something about him that's like that looks so
So
good, so
familiar.
appealing.
So
Like
familiar.
truly. Like I mean, if ever an EK man was, just saying. Like I can't quite put my finger on it. There's something about it that I like. So anyway, well, we could totally do like a husband. Like, do we want to do an episode next week or the week after? Like, how would you feel
I'm
as
fine
I
with
guess on?
whatever. I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, as long as it's okay with Zaigasama, the
Okay.
the true host of the show.
See, Hatun says I win. See, I have taste.
No, my choices were so good though. What was even questionable about them?
I think what was questionable was Midori at the end, your honorable mention, but
What's
you
wrong
know.
with Midori? She's his right hand woman. What, what could possibly be weird about?
So weird.
It's nothing weird. You're weird. How dare you?
Oh my
Don't.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, we're definitely gonna have husbando lists next time. They're gonna be so normal, such good lists. I won't have anything weird. Just all really solid choices that people will agree with.
Spondos. Oh, dude, I want to sit down and like figure it out.
You're like, oh, what is my husbando? Who could it be? Who would I ask to the prom?
Would be a Kamina, maybe.
Kamina. That's just the first one that comes to your. All right, sure, sure. Oh,
Hey, my
Hatun,
drill
how
would
did you
reach
know my,
that.
my high school nickname? No Trash Anime Gray. But anyway, yeah. So this was a show. I had one normal choice. Nobody can quite like Aqua is consistently a waifu on lists.
Okay, waifu's fine.
So I had one normal choice.
Yeah, you had one normal choice.
I still freaking love Mina. I don't care what anyone says. Mina's the best. I will I will I'll make that my wallpaper. But it's actually been like this is the course of this conversation. Like it was like I don't know. But Siesta's great too. Super dead though. Definitely makes it a problem if you want to go out to eat.
It's just so funny that put Siesta so high up when she was only like around for one episode. It just blows my mind.
What an episode it was though. I mean, it was a double length episode, so it was almost an hour.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But then, yeah, episode 2 onward, she's not really in the show as often for some reason. Um, it would be spoilers to talk about why the dead
Okay,
detective
okay,
is.
okay. Look, I will. I will watch The Detective Is Already Dead.
I don't know if you should. I feel like I'm just gonna be judged even harsher somehow.
And let me watch it, and then I can like provide supreme judgment.
You're gonna be so mean to me.
I could get out my gavel.
You will though, and you'll hit me with it. I don't want
Get
to
my
be.
gavel and start hitting. We're going like the court is in session.
I don't want. I don't want to get hit with the gavel of bad waifu. It's so rude.
Which one was your favorite Monogatari girl? Was it Hachikuji or was it
I mean, in terms of
or I thought it
like
was Ogi.
Ogi. Wait, who's Ogi? Is oh no, wait, which one's Ogi?
Do you
Trying to
remember Ogi?
like the I
Oshino Ogi.
Hoshino Ogi. Wait, who? Hold on. I can't. Why can't I remember this? Wait, hold on.
She's always like, I don't know, um, I don't know everything, but you do.
Oh,
That
freaking!
Ogi.
That's right. She's like, why can't I find her? Let me pull Pocket Monoka.
You'd find it in Owari Monogatari.
Oh, Wadi. Okay. I want to. I think I know what you're talking about.
Just type in Owari Monogatari.
Ogi. Hoshino. That's right, Ogi. She's the worst. I would super waifu her. Um,
Yes,
she might be my favorite in some ways for sure. Like Ogi's a fascinating character.
yeah, she was. The whole time she's like so interesting. Like every time when she's on the screen, like why is she know so much?
Right. Yeah, there's just a lot of really good characters because yeah, Ogi's great, and then Tsubasa is really good. I really like her. Yotsugi even grew on me, even though she kind of starts off really annoying.
Sengoku Nadeko.
She's just cute.
Don't tell her that.
Anyway, Tsurugi is actually really good. Actually, I probably Kanbaru might be my favorite now I think about it.
Oh yeah, Kanbaru was great.
Like if I had to pick, at least in terms of like if I had to pick a character as like a waifu, because like I feel like she would be the most tolerable person to live with. You just
What
have to
about
you have to swim through her ocean of of yaoi novels.
what about Gishot Excellion Heart Underblade?
I don't know about that one. Wait, how do I? Where is? Am I crazy? There it is. Yeah, Shinobu. I mean, Shinobu's a great character for sure, but she's so mean. Also, they figured out Gray's dead wife and honorary husband were the parents of his VTuber model. That's so rude, Lala.
I approve of this. I
I,
approve of
I don't
this.
like the canon that's being written. I don't, this is 0 stars for this fic. Oops.
Wait, what if it's true?
I'll never tell. Actually, why isn't was was Hachikuji not in Owari Monogatari? She's not being listed as a character. Oh wait, maybe she was.
I think she was in Owari Monogatari's second season.
That's right. She wasn't. Yeah, that's right.
Because remember, things happened, and
Right. Yeah, she's like a lot of the girls kind of take turns being not in the show for a while. It seems like.
or
Oops.
Hanekawa Suasa.
Yeah, Tsubasa's not in it for a while too, and Hachikuji is pretty funny. She's the worst. Like they're all. That's it. Like that's like what makes it a really good show is like because all of them are equally great and equally terrible in their own ways. which is it's actually probably like it's really hard for me to, like pick any particular one as being like, oh, I this is a waifu. I don't know if there's like any of them like right actually like could I actually stand being with this person? I don't know. Like
Yeah, that's true. That calls into question like what I was saying earlier with the when we had that Spy Family tangent is like what would you classify? What would you say waifu is?
right. I guess
What would yeah
and I guess for me like I kind of take a very literal approach in terms of like a wife would be something like you're literally like you would want to live with them, I guess. Like you'd want to have like a significant enough relationship to the point of like being willing to live together, I guess.
okay? Probably wouldn't have chose Senjo Gahara if that was.
Nope. High maintenance. Um,
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it,
yeah.
it it depends. Like, I'm sure there's many. I recognize the blonde Monogatari girl because she's Anime Man's waifu.
Yeah,
Joey.
Shinobu.
Joey would like her.
Yeah,
But no, I mean, and I guess maybe that would have been a smart thing to do is like to start off defining what we considered a waifu.
yeah. We should have done that
Oops. Lesson learned. Yeah, because
because, like, I feel like the term waifu is very div- uh divisive.
it's thrown around in very broad strokes, so it's kind of
Yeah, it's very hard to pin down like an actual like definition.
right. So, because I think a good majority of people will just like throw around waifu whenever they're like, ah, cute girl equals waifu.
Yeah,
Like that's like the simplest thing is like, oh, like the character design is good, so it's a waifu. And that's how you get things like 02 being a waifu because there's no way people like her for her personality. I refuse to believe that. Or like Yuno Gasai was a
yeah.
waifu for a lot of people, and I can't imagine putting up with
Oh,
her.
let's not go down that rabbit hole, please.
So yeah,
Oh, you know, Gasai. Oh
and
my
for those who
gosh.
loved watching Future Diary, that one's for you. And if you loved watching Future Diary, maybe leave. I don't know, like, but come back. Don't leave
Hey,
forever.
you're telling people to leave. Why are you telling people to leave?
No, no, come back. It's fine. We'll forgive you for this one transgression.
You get a pass.
Repentance is possible. Just watch a better show.
I remember watching that show for the first time and I got to like episode 20 and I couldn't finish it
Yeah,
because my head hurt. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what I was watching.
it's
I
it's a trip.
was I was just like, is this really going on right now? Is this really
Oh yeah, that
is
that show like that show basically gave me like Stockholm syndrome. I got to the point where, like I had watched so much where like I was fully committed. Like, well, I gotta it's gotta get better. People like this show. I can't stop halfway through. I need to
and
know what
it
happens.
it
I
didn't get better.
I gotta watch the
That's
part
the
where
ex-
people like it. Like,
that's the exact same thing that happened to me because I was like, oh, everyone's watching it and people like it and people like this character. And then it gets to like halfway through and I'm like, what the crap is going on?
yeah, it's a
It
trip.
just keeps getting worse and worse. And then it was like a train wreck that you couldn't stop watching. But then the train wreck just became like so bad that you just had to look away.
Yeah, it's a heck of a show, that's for sure. Well, says if you like
Anyway,
yanderis, I'm sure there's better options out there. I guess. I mean, the yandere as a personality is one I've never understood the
I
appeal
can't
of.
I
But
can't really think of much yandere characters.
I mean, I can think of yandere characters that I really enjoy and think are like really good as a character. Definitely not waifu though. Like probably like my favorite yandere would be from. I think you watched the show. Oh, oh my gosh, what's it's like the like the boy from last Dungeon Town moves to Starter Village or something, or whatever the stupid title of that is. Or basically the premise is like he's like the super powerful guy from like the end dungeon town, and then he moves to like a beginner village where he's like even more overpowered.
Oh.
But there's a girl in that show who's like head over heels in love with him because he accidentally like breaks a curse that she's under, and she considers it fate, and that now they have to get married. And she's super yandere, but she's like yandere like in a really funny way because she never successfully kills anybody. She really tries to take out the competition.
Oh, this calls into question some things though.
Lala, thank you.
Is
You did it. For shampoo? Shampoo
is
yandere?
Senjo Gahara a yandere?
Probably. I mean, I think she threatened him with death on several different occasions. And didn't she actually kidnap him at some point in the series?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Just once. But I feel like one count of kidnapping probably puts you in the yandere category a little bit.
Oh, I think there's another yandere in the Monogatari one, but I think saying it would be a spoiler.
Sure. Well, I mean, there's a couple of characters where like they're pretty borderline for sure.
I'll type it to you.
Sure, sure. Hmm. That's probably true. Probably accurate.
Yeah.
Would shampoo be a yandere, Zyga?
Shampoo.
Actually, you probably haven't watched Ranma half. Actually, I forgot you don't like the 80s or 90s.
Ranma one half. What is that?
You never wait. You know Ranma half. You watched 1,000 shows. It's
I actually have never heard of this.
really okay. I mean, the synopsis is Ranma that is cursed. Like falls in a pool that curses him to where like he turns into a girl if he's. I think if he's splashed with warm water, he's turned into a girl, and then cold water turns him back into a guy. But like, there's this character who's like a rival who hates Ranma, but then loves a female Ranma, and somehow never figures out they're the same person. And yeah, and like half the characters end being like cursed in some ridiculous way or other. Like I think his dad or his grandpa maybe is like cursed to turn into a panda. It's a really fun show actually. I haven't watched all of it.
116
It's
episodes.
a lengthy show. I don't know if I'd recommend watching the whole thing, but it's a fun one. And can somebody confirm or deny like on Shampoo? Because I'm trying to remember. I think that's the rival character if I'm thinking correct. But anyway, Platoon has the complete DVD set. Lost it thinks more tsundere than yandere. And I mean, like Shampoo was pretty ready to kill Ranma more than once. But anyway, that could be a debate for another day. Maybe we can do a dere episode.
Hmm.
You sound real
I'm
excited about
looking
that one.
through this. I'm looking through this. I don't think it necessarily looks bad, like
No,
visually.
no,
Like
Ranma was.
I would watch it if it wasn't 116 episodes.
I mean, it's episodic enough to the point where like you could probably just watch a handful and get the gist of it if you wanted to.
This is is this like a harem show or?
I don't know if I'd say it's a harem. It's mostly just like a slapstick comedy about Ranma trying to live on both sides of the coin, I guess.
Oh,
'Cause,
okay.
like I think at first like they're trying to cure the curse or fix the curse, but I think they kind of give up on it at some point.
Hmm. Okay.
But it's a fun show. I probably only watched like the first like 10 episodes actually, so I'm not that much more versed on it than you are probably. But
I shall put it on my plan to watch.
yeah, it's interesting.
Maybe
But
one day.
anyway, we have definitely talked more than an hour today though, I think. So oops.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry for that.
Sorry, keeping everyone hostage.
Uh but yeah, this was episode 2 of wait, I have to do the thing. Hold on. Nobody can leave yet. The podcast title. In another world, my podcast. We never actually said the name of the entire video until now. Oops. Professionals.
We started out very professional, so we're
Oh, I had
ending very
shampoo backwards with
professional.
somebody else. Okay, shampoo's in love with. Okay, sorry. Anyway, anyway, so Ron Malore is being dumped, but okay, we probably gotta get out of here. I apologize for the length of this. I apologize to Zyga for being here.
Oh no, I have nothing really to do. I was just gonna watch Community Toge.
Yeah, what a plan, what a time. But so yeah, so maybe next episode we'll do husbandos, and then
Yeah,
we'll kind of go from there. If people have suggestions for shows to discuss or general topics to discuss,
yeah,
always would love to hear them. And we're still like, if people have ideas for like how we could improve the format of the show, because right now it's still super loosey goosey. Like if there are things people think would be better or more fun, feel free to share those as well. Because I mean, this is literally. I mean, everyone like season one is usually the worst season. We all know this. It's the budget's not there. The writers don't quite have it together. Um, it's we'll figure it out, but I think it's gonna be fun. But anyway, tonight was fun to discuss. Anyway, I had a good time with this.
well, see, Lala has it. That's a good episode format we could do.
Yeah,
Good couple episodes.
anime waifus plus husbandos and video games with waifus husbandos for free and easy episode topics. That's true.
Yeah, I'd have to think about my video game ones. I don't really know.
Right. We might want to we could maybe space those ones out to like a different month even like so we don't have to like do just waifus and husbandos for like a month straight unless you really want to. I mean, this is this is mostly your show, or at least half your show.
It's just it's mostly your show. I'm just here. I live.
Yeah, you just
I'm
broke into
just
this
living here.
cottage with a gun and
I
held me
mean, this is
hostage.
you're like holding me hostage in this room,
You're the
so
one holding a gun. You can't, don't you accuse me. There was barely any coercion.
true, true.
But this is fun though. I like that
Yeah,
we and we'll got some kinks to work out. But I think this could turn into a pretty fun thing. So
yeah. It's been fun. Thank you for having me here again.
yeah, thank you, Zyga, and thanks everybody in chat. I realize we don't need to figure out like a way to like properly integrate chat and like in some way like without interrupting the flow of the podcast itself because yeah. But it was fun having you guys here to chat with and hang out. I appreciate the comments and also how dare you on some of your comments. You know who you are. So I think that's all from us.
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been talking very much in the FC chats and stuff.
Yeah, so rude. Enigmatic
I
master.
yeah, I've just been working on the submarines and then like I'd log off or like go do raid.
Yeah, cool. Glad you're so
Raid
invested.
has gotten really tough the past
Yeah.
couple of days. We're
Oh
doing one
no.
of the ultimates and it's pretty tough,
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Fair.
But it's really fun. Speaking well, one little side note though,
Mm-hmm.
for you, Grayson,
Sure.
how would you like to maybe try to actually I don't know if I should ask you because you're not gonna beat the story in time.
But not well. Hold on. No one accuse me of such things. I could beat the story by next week. You don't know that. I could be almost done.
Because I was gonna say they are doing FanFest tickets right now, and I am thinking of going to FanFest.
Hmm.
FanFest is the Final Fantasy 14 convention
Okay.
in Las Vegas.
Oh. Vegas. It's
Not
so
that
far
far from
away.
here. It's not that far from here.
That's like a 7 hour drive.
It's not that far.
Maybe six. I don't know. I don't know math.
I went to the fan fest and for Stormblood. I think it was
Okay.
in 2016.
Wow. That's been a
It
hot
was a lot
second.
of fun. It's where they like announce like the new expansions and stuff, and they have like interviews with the devs and stuff, and little games, merch.
When is this happening?
June,
June? I
June,
could
July.
June, July. I could beat the game by then.
I don't know,
Nobody's allowed to say anything in chat. Everyone, if you agree with me, you're allowed to talk. It's like what does it say? Like you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
but like the only thing is like they're doing tickets like lottery tickets for FanFest this year,
Hmm.
and so there's a chance you may or may not get it.
Or like it's like not. So even if you wanted to go, you might not necessarily be able to go.
Yeah,
Oh, weird.
because like everyone wants to go. Like they usually sell out tickets within like 5 minutes. So this is their like plan to like let it not take 5 minutes,
Sure.
not be like first come first serve, I guess.
Yeah, it works so well with the housing, and everybody loves that system.
Yeah.
It'd be silly just to have a
Anyway,
bigger fan fest. But okay,
it's just you think about it. You don't have to.
sure,
Um,
sure.
then we could do like an episode of the podcast where we talk about FanFest.
That's true. I don't know if anybody in the chat's interested in Final Fantasy 14 though, so that might be a bit of a stretch for an episode.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
we could talk about your favorite game, Destiny 2, though. I'm sure.
Uh, you could talk about my love hate relationship with Destiny 2.
Yeah, the abusive relationship. But
Yeah,
anyway,
there was abusive relationship there, but luckily I got out of it.
yeah, it's good you got help. I'm glad to hear it.
I saw a therapist. Therapist said no.
Just said no. That's that'd be so sad to like, go to a therapist like I need help and I'm like no next. He's so harsh. Oh, there's a
What do you?
14 high school manga.
Yes, there is.
I
Yes,
could
there
read that
is.
without being spoiled. Maybe.
No, you can't.
How could
You
it
will not be
possibly
spoiled.
spoil me unless like it starts off with like everything like oh yeah so and so is dead. Like what could spoil?
You know what this means though? If you want to go to FanFest with me, then you'd have to like do like 24-hour streams.
That's true. I mean, I'm almost to. I'll probably be a Stormblood by next stream. Like, how long are Stormblood and Endwalker?
Stormblood is decently long. Shadowbringers is decently long.
I'll probably skip Shadowbringers just to get it done faster. But
No.
it's the middle one. I bet nothing important even happens in it.
All right, I'm gonna come over. All right, guys. I need to go and get in my car and drive.
Why do I hear knocking on the
Anyway,
door?
all right. I think I have like a weapon around here. Let me see.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna bring this anime figure and beat you across the head with it.
that's so
It's
rude.
Asuka figure. It's
Uh,
Asuka figure that I have that I'm
Asuka,
gonna sell.
that's like a double insult. I think if I got killed by an Asuka figure, I'd actually have to come back to haunt you because I would not stand for that indignity. Looks like everybody is fully in agreement with my plan about skipping parts of the story. I could just start skipping cutscenes. I get done a lot quicker that way. I think.
Well, Stormblood it's like some people would tell you to skip Stormblood, but you don't need to. It's better than The Realm Reborn, I think.
You
Start yeah,
think?
like Lala said, it starts slow, but it's good.
Sure thing, boss. All right. So yeah, I think we've all agreed that I'll definitely be ready for FanFest by June. Uh, we'll just uh, we'll just start blazing through the story. We'll just be no time for any fun and games. Just
All right. Well,
but anyway, probably should get
this
going.
has been
It's
fun.
been an extra long podcast. Sorry about that. But and again, special thank you to everybody who hung out and put up with this. Oh, I forgot I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream for my streamiversary. Apparently, did I wait? Did I actually promise that, or did I just like say that as a whim? I promised that I'm going to be in trouble. Losses don't actually do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Ah, that's fine. Just what you do is you down like six cans of Monster right at the start of the stream. And you got plenty of energy. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. But again, like thanks y'all for coming and hanging out. These kinds
Yeah.
of streams are a little bit different from the usual ones, but I think they have the potential to become something really fun and different and cool.
Yeah, it's really fun chatting, and it's more like catching up since we don't really get to see each other as much anymore. So it's really good just to catch up and talk anime. I love talking anime.
I can't imagine.
I love talking and watching anime, unlike someone.
I watched a whole 2 episodes of an anime. You can't say I don't watch it. I do so good.
I mean, it's what been like 2 weeks since the last podcast episode, and I was
Don't
like,
don't judge me.
are you gonna you were like, oh, I'm gonna watch some. I'm gonna watch some,
I did.
and
I
I was like, all right, I believe in you. I know you will watch some. And then come today, it's like I watched a episode, a
two.
series.
I watched 2 episodes of one series. It counts. Don't. There's no. How dare.
Okay, so so next time the goal is to watch more than 3 episodes.
I'll watch 4 episodes just so you watch. Just you wait. It'll probably still be
Yeah,
reincarnated by a sword, and I'll still be disappointed about it. And then I'll be like, I'm done with anime because it's all dumb.
yeah. All right. Well, thanks again for having me here.
Yeah, this was fun.
It's always fun.
And thank you to Hatun and Lala. And I think Ling stopped by and Generosity was here. Smo was here and AC. Can't believe. Oh, and Doc was here too. I guess Doc stopped in. That was nice of him. Anyway, yeah. Uh, thank you all. And then yeah, I'll be watching anime tomorrow night. So we're probably doing anime night. We try to do it every Wednesday. Then watching Mob Psycho. And people who like Mob Psycho could totally join in to watch it with us if they want. But and Hatun says, yeah, more Zyga. See, Zyga, you should be here sometimes. I don't know.
I am always shy. That's why it's hard for me to talk
It's all good.
sometimes.
When are you going to become famous strummer?
I don't know about that. I don't have the confidence for that.
Oh, you could be the next Ludwig
Oh
or
no, no,
disguised
no, no.
toast. I'm trying. What are other streamers? You could be Rob CD
Markiplier.
even if you want. Markiplier is no
That would be.
strummer. He's a tuber. It's different. Unless you want to be a tuber. I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
don't know.
you could be the first Vimeo star. I don't think anybody's famous on Vimeo yet. That'd be your chance. Anyway, we're gonna yeah, this is fun. So yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here. Apologies.
Yes.
Uh Radio killed the Vimeo star. Oh my gosh. All right, yeah, we're gonna. Thanks everybody for coming to hang out. Catch y'all probably on Saturday. For stuff. I don't know what we're playing. Actually, I don't know what we're playing on Saturday. I should probably figure that out. Oops. It'll be something fun. But we'll chat with y'all later. Have good ones. Bye.
Bye, 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 bye. Farewell.
Bye. How do I?
See you.
Where's the ending? There's this. Bye. Okay.